I spent the afternoon in the Villamor Air Base, which is in Manila, the capital. And dozens and dozens of relatives have flocked to this airport since the early hours of Saturday morning, hoping to hitch a ride on military planes into the disaster area, the area around Tacloban and Samar in particular. Many of them are fathers or mothers or grandmothers or cousins who are missing, and many of them have not spoken to them since the typhoon struck, so obviously very worried. The planes were taken off as I was there, but obviously not in sufficient number yet to get all of those people in or to get all of the victims that we're hearing about out. So it was a very, very, very sad situation. A lot of the people said the same thing. They just said no communication, no communication. We've not had any communication. And they just don't know what has happened to their loved ones. Some of the reports we're hearing out of Tacloban are sort of hellish scenes of bodies in trees, 80-90% of the buildings that have been absolutely destroyed, boats that have been dragged inland by huge waves, a sort of tsunami-type destruction that is being described. I was with one of the operating officers of the U.S. Marine Corps who has come in yesterday. We were talking about numbers, and he said, we know as much as you do. There are lots of numbers at the moment, some are in the thousands, some are in the hundreds, and nobody is really sure. He said one of the big problems was that there was just a total lack of information in these areas. The Philippines had asked the U.S. to do surveillance flights over some of the islands in that region around Tacloban because they'd not had any contact. They just don't know what is going on. And he said that even today, 3 days after this disaster, there are still several unknowns out there, areas where we just don't know how many people have died, how many people have been affected. We just don't know what the situation is. I understand that the first lot of U.S. Marines, I think there are now nearly 90 men here, men and women, they went out to Tacloban today and obviously taking supplies. And the Philippine Army is also working on security there, and the U.S. obviously working in tandem with them to try and get medics and supplies into some of these areas that have been cut off for several days now.